So I've been browsing Jetpunk looking for a flag quiz that will really challenge me, but it's hard to find anything more comprehensive than your classic, 196 countries of the world. So for a while I thought maybe this quiz simply doesn't exist, and that is until I went on Seterra, which I do know has flag quizzes, and I managed to find these two hidden gems. You've got the 250 plus countries, regions and territories quiz, and then you've got, just below that, this 270 plus countries, regions and territories flag quiz. And then I realized if you go into Create Challenge, which allows you to customize an existing quiz by selectively removing or adding items and then share this modified quiz with others, I realized that there are checkboxes here that have not been ticked, which means I can add even more flags. And so naturally I started painstakingly adding them all, or checking all the boxes rather. And I did that, got to the bottom of the page, realized there's a select all button. So I just wasted a couple of minutes that, let's be honest, I probably would have wasted anyway. And so I created this challenge, which ended up being
318 countries, regions, and territories. Ultimate Flag Quiz.
And that's what we'll be doing today. So fasten your seatbelt because it might take a while and I wouldn't want you to faceplant your desk if you fall asleep. Okay, here we are. As you can see, the timer started immediately. I'm going to refresh it in just a second. Just wanted to say a really cool difference between Seterra and Jetpunk is just how challenging or unforgiving Seterra can be. Like this quiz, for example, this is the type game mode, which means you obviously type your answers, but you also get the flags in completely random order, which is often not the case on Jetpunk. And if you want to get 100%, you get one attempt per flag. If you misspell it, you don't get 100%. So essentially, I need to get 318 flags completely spelt correctly on the first attempt if I want to get a perfect score, which I do. So yeah, I'm just going to refresh the page now and, well, there we go. So we start with a simple one. This is Greece. Then we have Somalia, Grenada, South Africa. I'm going to go through the classic flags pretty quickly and maybe comment some on the special ones, like this one. This is the Canary Islands, has its own flag. And Jarvis Island belongs to the US, as you can maybe tell from all the stars. We've got the Czech Republic, American Samoa, and that is a very American looking flag. We've got Switzerland, one of two perfectly square flags, by the way. Suriname, we've got Finland, very familiar to me. Pakistan, we've got England, and we got Prince Edward Island, one of the provinces of Canada. Kind of a funny little flag there. We have Maldives, Lesotho, the Gambia, Gabon, and now we have Shetland, well, the Shetland Islands, I guess, which is north of Scotland. We've got Wales, Malawi, Crimea actually has its own flag and it's kind of different looking. North Korea, Basque Country, which is part of Spain. Is it called, I think it's an autonomous commune or something like that. Liberia, we got Mallorca, one of the Balearic Islands. Saudi Arabia. Wait, Mallorca. Never mind. Ascension Island, which is one of UK's many territories. This one's in the Atlantic. Then we have Hungary, Somaliland, an unrecognized state in Somalia. It's officially just one of Somalia's states. Yeah. Then we have South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. which is pretty much, I think it's uninhabited, and it's way in the south, pretty close to the Antarctic even. And the flag, to me, tell me if I'm going crazy here, but to me that looks like a Ninja Turtle with a bandana over its eyes. You know, that I think it's supposed to be a like armor of some kind, but to me it really looks like a turtle belly, and then it's got its arms like this and a mouth like that. So many of these flags just look, I can't unsee it, and they're just ridiculous to me. But yeah, for a long time I genuinely thought that was a turtle, and I really questioned the design. This is Kingman Reef, belongs to the US, and possibly the smallest territory of them all. The Lonely Shark tells you all you need to know. There's nothing there really, just a reef. We've got Russia. Then we've got one of the Channel Islands that belongs to England. I think this one is Herm, and it's the least populous one. We have Ghana, El Salvador, Nauru, Corsica, Niger, Netherlands, Aruba, which belongs to the Netherlands. It's just north of South America, Vanuatu, Bolivia, Tajikistan, Anguilla, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's in the Caribbean, belongs to the UK, as you can possibly tell. Macau, Germany, Armenia, Egypt, Jersey, possibly the best known Channel Island. Pretty rich, even. Chechnya, I think a Republic of Russia. Then we have a Flemish region. We've got Brunei and the Federated States of Micronesia. Each star is one state. So there's 4 of them. We have West Papua, which belongs to Indonesia, and I think there's, you know, a little independence movement that wants West Papua to be, you know, to become independent, but it seems unlikely for the moment. Got Lithuania, Curacao, another one of Netherlands constituent countries, because it's the Kingdom of Netherlands, and Netherlands itself is just one of these countries. Curacao is another one. We've got Eswatini, we've got France, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Zimbabwe. I really need to spell this right because I want a perfect score. Singapore, Madagascar, Mexico, Portugal, Solomon Islands, Malta, and this is the old flag of Martinique. They got a new one in February, I believe, and not without some controversy. But that's another topic for another time. Colombia, Canada, Sudan. We've got the US Virgin Islands. That's another very American-looking flag. Peru, Cook Islands, that I believe belongs to New Zealand. Then we have El Hierro, which I think is one of the is it one of the Canary Islands? Or is it one of the Balearic Islands? Gosh, I forgot. Anyway, we have the unfortunate Taliban flag of Afghanistan. And then we come to Orkney, which is another little island, or is it a group of islands perhaps even, just north of the coast of Scotland. And then the Shetlands come even further north. We have Kenya, District of Columbia, Alaska. We get a couple of US states here. I think Hawaii might be in here as well because, you know, they're kind of, well, they're officially just states, but they're kind of different. Panama, China, Scotland, Guam, a flag which I find really rather ugly, and it also violates the, well, it's not a rule, but I think it should be. Don't put the name of the place on the flag. That's why you have a flag, so that you can have a symbol. Don't need to spell it out. Liechtenstein, Estonia, gorgeous flag. Saint Pierre and Miquelon, belongs to France. It's just off the coast of Canada. And yeah, France also has territories all over the place. Then we come to Norway, Dominican Republic. This one is Formentera, which I believe is another one of the Balearic Islands. New Caledonia in Oceania. Myanmar, Comoros, Kosovo. And you can see the shape on the flag is actually the outline of Kosovo. And I think there's 3 flags which have the outlines of the places they represent on them. Kosovo is the first one. Then we have Navassa Island, which I believe belongs to the US and is located in the Caribbean. I really don't know anything else about it, to be honest. Then we have Sapmi, which I believe is like the Sami flag. I'm actually not really sure what it officially is. Honduras, Montenegro, we have Georgia. And we come to my nemesis. Is it Chad or is it Romania? And here I can't see them side by side. I know Chad is a bit darker. I'm going to say that this is Romania. Papua New Guinea, Slovakia, I think it's Turkey, or however you pronounce that. Yes. That's the one disadvantage with Seterra. They don't really allow for different type-ins. I think both Turkey and Turkey should be accepted, but I don't think they are. We have Bali, which has its own flag. Everyone knows Bali. Serbia, Spain, Djibouti, Kaliningrad, the exclave of Russia, located in, I think it borders, could it be Poland and Lithuania? Seychelles. We have, what's this again? I think it's Lord Howe Island. I think that's one of those US places that are uninhabited but had some military significance. Argentina, Bhutan, Poland, Bonaire. We have Rwanda, Senegal, Guatemala, and another Channel Island. I think this one is Sark. Maybe the second least populated one. We have Tunisia, Artsakh, or Artsakh, I don't know how to pronounce it, but formerly known as Nagorno-Karabakh. And by the way, this doesn't even exist anymore. I think Azerbaijan invaded like last month, and or in September, and they surrendered, and it no longer exists. Libya, Cambodia, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Venezuela. Gosh, we're only 126 in. This okay, might take like half an hour. Iceland, you have Ceuta, which is an autonomous city in Africa. It's borders Morocco and it's by the coast. There's 2 of those. Belgium, Moldova, Cuba, New Zealand, and Easter Island off the coast of Chile, I believe. Israel, and we have the funky looking Tibet flag. Equatorial Guinea, Mauritania, and British Antarctic Territory. Another one of the not particularly pretty British territory flags. I usually hate white backgrounds like this, but in this case I suppose it makes sense. We've got United Arab Emirates. It's easy because all the lines are straight. That's how you distinguish that one. Qatar, Costa Rica, Botswana, Laos, Oman, Quebec. That one gets its own flag in this quiz. Then we have, I believe this is Minorca, another one of the Balearic Islands. Then we have Sardinia, belongs to Italy. Eritrea, Iran, Belize, Angola, Trinidad and Tobago, Western Sahara, another unrecognized state, I suppose. That's officially part of Morocco. We've got Greenland, and I think this flag is really cool. It's just so different to all the others. And then Madeira. Ooh, Madeira. I've actually been there twice. It's a really beautiful place. And then we have one of these funky ones. This one is Pitcairn Islands, and it just looks, to me, this is like a kraken duck. You see the beak, pointing at the screen like an idiot. But yeah, you see the beak and then these weird tentacles, and I just cannot unsee this as anything but a strange, inappropriate sea creature on a flag. Oh my god. It's plural. Pitcairn Islands. Well, there goes 100%. To be fair, there's 300 of these, so it might round it up if I get above 99.5. So let's hope for that. Yeah, Norfolk Island, which is very much, to me, looks like a combination of Lebanon and Nigeria. East Timor. United States. We have Mali. Juan Fernandez Islands. Gosh, I really don't know anything about this place. Jordan, Slovenia, Bahrain, Uruguay. Then we have Darfur, which is in Sudan. I think a lot of the regions of Sudan are, you know, they have North Darfur, South Darfur, but I'm not sure if they're trying to be independent, if they once were, but I'm sure there's a lot of conflict behind this region. Mozambique, Namibia. We have not Sierra Leone, very similar, but the darker shade of blue tells me that it is Galapagos Islands off the coast of Ecuador to the west. Then we have Barotseland, which is a region in western Zambia. I think there's, you know, an independence movement for that as well. Also seems unlikely. There was a special, I think when Zambia became a country in 1964, they were supposed to get like special status or something, and they believe that that has been violated by Zambia. Again, I don't really know enough to comment on it, but anyway, let's just move on. Tokelau, which I believe belongs to New Zealand. Very, very small island. We have Guinea-Bissau, Guadeloupe, which belongs to France, is in the Caribbean. Malaysia. Vatican City, one of the two square flags. I can't speak and type at the same time. Vatican City, yes. Faroe Islands belongs to Denmark. This one, I believe, is Gran Canaria. Of course, one of the, I think, second biggest of the Canary Islands. Ireland, we have Puerto Rico. And Réunion, which belongs to France, but is located in Africa. Is it southeast or, well, it's just outside Madagascar anyway. Fiji, Kuwait, North Macedonia. Might need to speed up a little bit. We've got Hawaii. Very busy looking flag, but it's also kind of cool at the same time. I don't really know. Do I like it or not? Most people seem to like it a lot, but it's bordering on the optical illusion territory. Burundi, Dominica, South Ossetia, located in Georgia. Lots of conflict behind this region as well. Burkina Faso, we have Bangladesh, Sint Maarten. I think one of the last constituent country of the Netherlands, located in the Caribbean. is on an island, and it shares this with France. I think the island's called Saint Martin. This is just a Dutch version of Saint, I suppose. Yeah. Then we have Bermuda, another Union Jack flag, but at least this one's red. We have Ethiopia. And then another Channel Island, Guernsey. And then we have Midway Atoll, another one of the US. I think they're known as the minor outlying islands. And I'm pretty sure no one lives there. It had some military significance during the Second World War, perhaps. But yeah, another flag where, you know, the imagery says it all. It's out in the middle of nowhere. South Sudan, a very new country, formed in 2011. Luxembourg. We have Kurdistan, Albania, Zambia, Ukraine. Let's, you know, get some. Let's pick some off real quick here. Belarus, United Kingdom, Bosnia and Herzegovina. We have Sao Tome and Principe, I don't know. Guinea, Chile. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this one, I have to stop here for a second because this is the ugliest flag I have ever seen. It's the British Indian Ocean Territory. I can't really remember what it's used for. I think it's some kind of military base, perhaps, of some kind. And you couldn't go there if you wanted to. And with this flag, they've made sure that no one even wants to, because what the f*** is this? It's like, yeah, it's an optical illusion, basically. I get seasick just looking at it. Awful. But it is called the British Indian Ocean Territory. For all its faults, though, it's pretty unique. But that is also all it has going for it. Then we have India, Palestine, Niue with a funky Union Jack on a yellow background. Belongs to New Zealand. Sint Eustatius, another territory that belongs to the Netherlands in the Caribbean. They seem to really like the Caribbean. Marshall Islands. Then we have Mongolia. And the Åland Islands between Sweden and Finland. Kind of interesting. They belong to Finland. They speak Swedish. They use the Finnish currency, euros. And I've been there, so that's cool. St. Lucia, Morocco, Kazakhstan, St. Helena, another one of the UK territories in the Atlantic. Then we have the weird alien of, not New Caledonia, of French Polynesia, also in the Pacific, well, in Polynesia. Antarctica, Northern Mariana Islands, very important in the Second World War. Was it the Battle of Saipan that was fought here? It's in one of these places. I think it's this one. We have Tuvalu. Now comes Sierra Leone. We have Samoa, Bulgaria, South Korea, Austria, Falkland Islands, and this one I think is Ibiza, and Lanzarote, Algeria. Ibiza is one of the Balearic Islands, and Lanzarote is Canary Islands. Did I say Canary for the first one? Ibiza, Balearic, Lanzarote, Canary Islands. Yes. We have Azores, belonging to Portugal, Northern Ireland, and Benin. Wallis and Futuna belongs to France, as you can probably tell, also in the Pacific Ocean. We have the Cocos Islands, and this one's pretty cool. It's the flag of Sicily. I don't know what the significance of the three legs is. I have seen that's also present on the Isle of Man. But yeah, it's kind of creepy, but also very cool. Then we have Denmark, Croatia, Then we have, and this is really funny to me, it's known as Scania, but obviously being from Sweden, we just call it Skåne. And it really makes me realize that, you know, for many other countries, it's really weird to see these English versions of the place names, because Scania, it's really weird to me. It's Skåne, bro. Then we have La Palma, Uzbekistan, Japan, of course, and Tanzania, Iraq, and Christmas Island, which is one of the 3 flags where the outline of the territory or country is depicted on the flag itself. Fun little fact. Then Sri Lanka, Afghanistan before the Taliban took over, Nigeria, Republic of the Congo, Cyprus, and there's flag 3 out of 3 with the outline on the flag. And then Nicaragua with the pyramid. And this is Turks and Caicos Islands, belongs to the UK, located in the Caribbean. And then we have Vietnam, very distinctive flag, San Marino, Haiti, Azerbaijan, Saint Kitts and Nevis, Italy, Mayotte, however you pronounce that. That's I think that's northwest of Madagascar, belongs to France. Then we have the French, let's see, southern and Antarctic lands. And then we have another one of these creature-looking things, and this one is Tristan da Cunha, also in the Atlantic. I think it's the southernmost of the 3 Atlantic British islands or island groups. We've got Togo, Nepal, Uganda, and Montserrat. Cross looks like a T. Montserrat has 2 T's. That's how I remember it. Then we have Kyrgyzstan, Paraguay, Turkmenistan. I actually quite like this flag. Then we have Cameroon with the yellow star. Of course, Ghana has the black star. Senegal has the green star. Cayman Islands, another Caribbean island. This one belongs to the UK. Hong Kong. And would you look at that? I'm currently at 100%, even though I made that one mistake because of rounding stuff. Brazil, Latvia, Gibraltar, belongs to the UK, of course. Then we have La Gomera, which now I can't remember. Is that like one of the smallest Canary Islands? I think. We have Thailand, Barbados, and Bougainville, which is one of the, I don't know if they're called provinces, but one of the provinces of Papua New Guinea. And I think there's probably like an independence movement there as well. Not quite sure, but yeah, Papua New Guinea. Monaco, Bahamas, Syria, and not Scotland. First of all, we already had Scotland, but this one's also way darker, and it is actually Tenerife. Quite different to the other Canary Island flags. Then we have French Guiana, belongs to France, located in South America, just east of Suriname, I think. Abkhazia, another region with a lot of history, located in Georgia. Taiwan, Tonga, Palmyra Atoll, another US territory out of the middle of nowhere in the Pacific. Then Catalonia, Ivory Coast, Kiribati, Australia, Wallonia, one of the 3 regions or the first level divisions of Belgium, I believe. Then we have Saint Bartholomew in English, I guess. Located in, you guessed it, the Caribbean, belongs to France. Did I fucking hecking spelled it wrong? Yes, okay. Can I even get 100% anymore? We'll see. the British Virgin Islands, Cape Verde and Yemen, Jamaica, Lebanon, Antigua and Barbuda. Now we have Chad, and yes, it is ever so slightly darker than Romania. Then we have Tasmania, belongs to Australia, or is one of the states of Australia. Or is it a territory? I can never remember. Transnistria, another, I guess, unrecognized state of Moldova. Wake Island, it says so on the flag. And then we have, I think it's Fuerteventura, which is one of the Canary Islands. Then we have another three-legged little symbol, and this one is Isle of Man. Then we have Indonesia, Guyana, Andorra, Northern Cyprus, Alderney, another one of the Channel Islands. And then we have Melilla, the second one of the autonomous cities that belong to Spain, but is located in Africa. Johnston Atoll. Yet again, we're in the Pacific. No population anymore. And I wonder if, was that like the refueling station during the Second World War? Or is this where they manufactured or stored Agent Orange? Possibly. Then we have the Philippines and Palau. We have Ecuador, Central African Republic, and the last one belongs to the Netherlands, located in the Caribbean again, and it's known as Sabah. And would you look at that? We just scraped it under half an hour, but we only got 99% because I made 2 little typos. And that's just how unforgiving Seterra is. But yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, last week I did all the countries and capitals. And next week I'll be doing something even more difficult, I think, which is country outlines. And I'm going to, I guess, do the same thing again, make a custom quiz, including some territories as well. So yeah, this challenge is linked to in the description. And I'm going to try to put up an even better time and get 100%. And so you can try to see if you beat me. But yeah, till next time, see ya.